Okay, so I want to show you the differences now of what the pig vasculature is different below the diaphragm as opposed to above. Okay, we already explained about the differences above it, so let's talk about below it. Again, I'd rather show you first a quick review on where what the normal, or let's say the human anatomy is for vasculature, and then I'll show you how it's different in the pig. So what we have is it's happening in the legs, okay? And in a human, we have this descending aorta that is going to split or bifurcate, okay? And this happens usually the area where I mean, you can't see it, but my diaphragm, where my belly button is, that belly button is right where this bifurcation happens. And so we have here, this is going to be our descending aorta. Again, I'm going to abbreviate just to speed up time, but you would write the full words on your exams. And what we have over here, just a little bit nicer. Okay. So what we have here is that this will bifurcate, and what are these two blood vessels in a human? The common iliac. Okay. So this is going to be the right common iliac. Okay. I'm just going to abbreviate again, speed up time. And that's the left one, of course. Okay. And then this will be splitting up. Again, one will go this way, and one will go this way. This is actually going to give blood flow into the pelvis, so it goes into the pelvic cavity. Okay, and then this is going to go out into the leg, down the lower extremity, right? So here, this is going to be the what? Goes into the pelvic cavity. The internal iliac artery, and then this is going to go into the leg. This will go into the leg, and that's going to be the, again, right side, but that'll be the external iliac artery. Okay, and there's more branches coming off of there, and you'll learn about those later. Okay, so that's how the human is. In the pig, it's a little bit different. Okay, let's see if I could lower this a little. Okay, so what's happening here is that in a pig, you're still going to get the descending aorta. All right. Again, we'll say that this is going to be the pig. Right? We have our little piglet over here. Okay, little pig. Anyway, so this is going to be our descending aorta, and this is what happens. It's kind of a crazy thing. But you're going to have a branch that comes off of here, and that is going to be, that is going to be the external iliac. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Pigs don't have common iliac arteries. Veins, it's completely the same in a human. Arteries, it does this quirky thing. And then the descending aorta continues a little bit more. And then you got two other branches. Whoop, looks so messy. But then you're going to have two other branches going into pelvic cavity. this goes off to the leg. After the external iliac, what would it become then? Right? In a human, it becomes the femoral artery, right? Eventually, when it goes through the inguinal canal. So that's going to go to the leg, and this will go into the pelvic cavity. All right? And this is going to be our internal iliac artery. Keep in mind, iliac, there's only one L in iliac. Right? Okay. All right, so just to sum up, in the human, arteries is where the issue is. In the human, we have the descending aorta branching off into two common iliacs. The common iliac will then branch into two other ones. The one will go into the pelvic cavity, that will be our internal iliac. One going out into the leg, which eventually becomes the femoral and then the popliteal and so forth. But then there's an external iliac that is going to go into the leg. In the pig, here's the descending, it's not labeled, but this is the descending aorta or abdominal aorta, right, because it's below the diaphragm. So it's your descending aorta, and you have a branch that comes off, and that becomes the external iliac, the left and right one, it's not labeled. And then a little bit further, it continues as the descending aorta, but then you're going to have the two ending branches here that will go into the pelvic cavity, and that will be as the internal iliac arteries. Okay? So that's pretty much the differences that you would need to know. Okay? So the two differences in the pig versus the human is where the branches are in the aortic arch. In humans, there's 3 branches. In the pig, there's only 2 branches. The other difference is below the diaphragm in arteries is that there is no common iliac artery in the pig. Instead, you have 2 separate branches coming off of the descending aorta. All right? 4 branches, right? On the left side and right side, but you know what I'm saying. Okay? Again, the differences are in the arteries, in the veins. So the veins going into the superior vena cava are the same in the pig and the human. And in the pig, when we're dealing with veins where the iliacs are, there is common iliac veins in the pigs, okay? And along with the external and internal iliacs. That's all the same with pigs and humans in terms of veins. Arteries, a little bit different, okay? That's what we call diversity with organisms. All right, so hopefully that clears up things.